So left shoulder elon structure, right shoulder elon structure, and you could call this a massive head and shoulders. If we just see a small breakdown and then we go back up, to me that is a bear trap, period.
Hey guys, Krisha here. Please be cautious of any fake comments and emails you may receive from people pretending to be Mango Research. Sean and I will never, ever contact you for investment opportunities or anything of that sort. To get in touch with the real Mango team, make sure to join our official Discord chat using the link in the description below. Stay safe out there. And remember, do it Mango. And what's up, you guys? Welcome to the Mango Grove. My name is Krisha, and this is today's Bitcoin and Vechain analysis video. I have Sean with me today. Sean, say hi.
Good morning, everyone, and a happy weekend to all of you. Krisha, it's Saturday. It is Catan Day.
Oh, yes, that's right. We have Catan with the seedlings planned out for the day. But let's not get excited. I know Sean wants to jump right into his games. But we're going to start off with Bitcoin. You gotta do the DD, gotta do the due diligence. There is still stuff to talk about on Bitcoin's chart, so we will first be starting off with that, and only then will we be moving on over to Vechain. And why Vechain? Because Vechain won the popular vote, and while counting the votes, Sean and I figured it was pretty freaking apt, because there's a certain shout out we wanted to give to a bunch of seedlings, actually. Primarily Paolo, aka Swag, for a very, very, very successful trade on Vechain. Okay, it was so that's why we thought it was pretty it was pretty cool. It all sort of lined up.
His trade was successfully completely filled on all its profit targets on the same day that Vechain won the vote.
Exactly. So it's pretty cool. And now I've pulled up the Discord chat. Also, seedlings, if you haven't already checked out the mango sprouts, you're going to see it as the second option on the list. Okay, look at your left hand side bar. You're going to see it as the second option. This is for all the new seedlings, of course. Click on that, because this has turned into a gold mine of trade setups and also looking into people's trading psychology. But getting back to Paolo, big shout out to Paolo for his successful trade on Vechain. He took a short, but notice how well organized this was, Sean.
So him, AJ, Samson, big shout out to all of them taking the initiative to write down their thoughts and their trade setups, TED sheets as well. I might be forgetting a couple of names, but you guys right now who are taking all of this initiative and this hard work during the bear market, you're going to see it pay tenfold in the bull market. When the bull market comes and the money's just rolling into all of you, you guys are going to be like, damn, this is so easy, right? But it's because of what you are doing right now in the bear market, right, that is going to set you up for when the bull market inevitably does come. So yeah, great breakdown over here, putting in the work. And when you're breaking it down here, you're doing it for yourself and you're doing it for everyone else, in the mentors in the Mango Sprouts. So big shout out to Andrew, Trader Fraser, Rob, who have been freaking amazing mentors in the Mango. This is such a community initiative, you know. So great, like I'm loving what I'm seeing over here. But great breakdown over here.
For the seedlings, though, I want you guys to go scroll up to this particular section where Paolo actually put in his trade setup. He posted his trade setup. There was a conversation that took place between Paolo, Sean, and who was the third person? Fraser. And I thought that was a very, very interesting conversation. Why? Because you get to see all of their different sort of inputs and mindsets. The thing about trading, guys, is that we all have our different personalities, right? And with your personality comes your own sort of trading psychology, your trading mindset.
Exactly.
Someone in front of you, someone next to you is able to see something that you are likely missing.
Yep, exactly, Krisha. And it's funny you say that, because if you scroll down right over here, you're going to see that while initially Paolo had only marked out the 66% profit target and the 33% profit target levels, he then, after having a conversation back and forth with Trader Fraser, marked out a level that Trader Fraser deemed very important as well. So I want to also highlight something else that you mentioned in terms of watching the trade unfold, watching the psychology of the trade unfold, because people usually think that trading is only about putting on the trade, right, and then closing the trade. They completely neglect how important the middle phase is, which is the trade management. Because during the middle phase, a lot of people either get shook out of their trade, or they get too excited, too anxious. It's not as easy as people think. The trade management part is really, really important, far more important sometimes. So for those of you who are on the C program, go ahead and scroll through this entire conversation and watch how it all unfolded, because there was a moment where Swag was doubting his trade, right? Yeah. And Trader Fraser said something beautiful to him that really made my heart warm at the moment. So big shout out to you, Vinny. He said, and I'm going to paraphrase, he said, there's no reason to get anxious. The trade isn't over yet. And it's already been risk managed. Yes. The trade has been pre-risk managed. And that was Mango at its core, because we teach all the seedlings that you start off your trade with your risk management strategy, everything already set in place. Whatever you can lose and could lose is already done. There's no reason to get anxious. Guys, to all of you even watching on YouTube who are on the seed program, you need to understand this. The only reason you are anxious about your trade is because you're afraid of losing. And that is an ego thing, not a trade thing. Because once you put on your trade, you have already accepted a potential loss. It's already the price that you've paid for entering the trade. Think of it as your business cost. The only reason to get anxious for losing your trade is because of your ego and you're afraid to lose. And that's a societal thing. We've grown up in a culture where we want to win. A plus, A plus, A plus. Go from first grade to second grade to third grade to fourth grade to fifth grade to 10th grade without ever failing a single year, right? Well, that's not what life is really about in the trading world. At the very least, you are going to lose. And hey, just be ready for that. And as long as you see your trade through, you will be successful. Yeah. And right over here, you guys can see that he had his 66% profit target at 7 cents. It got hit. And then the 6 cent profit target at the where he was going to take 33% the rest of his profits. And right over here, I'm going to pull up the chart really quickly, Krisha. You guys can see right over here on the Vechain chart, the 4-hour time frame, that I believe he was targeting this region right over here that you have marked out as well, Krisha, at the 6.7 cent region.
Yes. And look at how well it panned out, right? He took his trade somewhere around here, and this was a part of his hypothesis, right? The bearish descending triangle, along with a bunch of other factors that he was looking at. He had everything stated very, very clearly, and you can see that it played out to the T. And coming back to the whole risk management thing, the only reason why you'd really fear a trade is it's more like fear of the unknown. You don't know how deep your losses would go if the trade went against you, and it's about having control over those variables and understanding those variables, and that is also part of your risk management.
That's so key, Krisha. Well said. I don't think I've ever touched on that enough. So you said, and I want to highlight that, I want to emphasize that, the fear of the unknown, right? People are afraid of how bad can this get, right? Yeah. But then Fraser told Swag, he mentioned to Swag, he emphasized to Swag, the trade is already risk managed. It's pre-risk managed. So that fear of the unknown is taken away, right? But we come into the trading world sometimes, especially when we try to start taking this seriously, try to be professionals with this, we have all these bad habits built up from before, right? Where you don't risk manage, you don't have a risk management strategy, you've not put in the effort into actually building a risk management strategy that is taking care of you. And that's what your risk management strategy is there for, guys. That's what your technical analysis is truly there for. It's to take care of you. It's for you to trade the mango way in the stress-free way without worrying about those disastrous moments, because hey, it's pre-risk managed.
Exactly. So now with that, let's get into Bitcoin. Bitcoin on the weekly, guys, looking, I'm still leaning bearish here, of course. I've been very, very candid about my direction here. I think the bears are tipping this one to the downside.
You have to be bearish over here just to protect yourself.
Exactly.
You can't.
Where we've taken out the wick lows, okay, of the previous weekly candle as well. So we've taken out the low, we've put in a lower high. Price is not even holding. Hell, we didn't even get that. This is actually the weekly time frame. I wanted to see if we got a retest of the 4-day cloud level that we lost as well. But so far, guys, on the weekly time frame, it is looking bearish. Let's see where we are relative to that green box territory. Right now, that green box territory is something that we have been looking at now for weeks on end. And where are we getting the green box from? Well, those are our monthly levels cascading on over to the weekly time frame, which, by the way, we had been respecting for about 6 weeks, right? 6-7 weeks until now.
That's a break.
It's
got to pick itself up this weekend.
We have a day and 20 hours still left on this candle. And even then, I'll be completely honest with you. Now, even if we do close back inside the green box territory, I had mentioned something the last time around with you guys. I said, listen, I'll be looking for price to live over the green box, okay? For as long as we do that, then I'm saying that the bulls have the edge here. At the very least, I'd want them to maintain the midpoint. I'd marked out the midpoint for you guys. Now, notice that even if we close inside the green box territory, Sean, we've lost the midpoint.
Yeah, no.
Maybe, we'll see another week of side action, perhaps. But I'm leaning a lot more bearisher than I am leaning bullish. I think the bears have the edge tremendously. What are your thoughts on this chart?
Yeah, I completely agree. To be honest, I'm going to be even more strict now on the bulls. I'd want to see us close above the green box, not even above the midpoint, above the green box, because this is just not a good picture. Krisha, a lot of people have been saying, hey, Bank of America news, blah blah blah. I'm not seeing it. Like, yeah, there's news, but let's go on over to the daily chart. We did see Bitcoin see a mini bounce, but we just lost another major level right over here. You can see we close underneath. We're retesting it, using as resistance. Yes, we held this level day before yesterday, but we lost it yesterday, right? Not looking good. Again, the bears have been stair-stepping this down, losing, or rather claiming daily candle close after daily candle close after daily candle close, and putting in lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. The angle between each one of these lower highs is kind of beginning to steepen out, but either way, you have to be bearish to protect yourself. That being said, everyone's waiting for that big move, and when it does come, it's going to be picking a direction, right? So the bulls are going to be looking at this as a falling channel. The bears are going to be looking at this as a downtrend that's going to be seeing continuation. And at this point, I'd rather just wait for that directional move, right, and let go a bit of the trade than try to front run a break to the upside or towards the downside. Again, though, you have to lean bearish, Krisha. You are right, just at the very least to protect yourself.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, people are going to start stating, look, you're going to see a lot of indicators out there, okay? You're going to see a lot of analysis out there, but it does not, take away from the fact that if you look at everything just across the board, you're going to find a lot more that is bearish than is bullish in this particular juncture of the market. So like what Sean said, I'm not going to be, I don't think anyone should be gunning to catch those bottoms.
Yeah, it's not,
okay,
it's
look
not
for the
worth
high,
it.
look for the high probability trade. Make it mango for yourself. Make it easy. Okay, you want to catch the stress-free trade, because there's nothing worse than putting on a trade in anticipation of catching a bottom, only for you to be glued to your computer screen trying to manage that trade and just, being extremely frustrated and extremely scared about the trade going against you.
Yeah.
Okay, so do not catch the high probability trade. If you have to have patience, have patience. You don't always have to be in a trade. Okay, just because you are a trader does not necessarily mean that you always have to be in a trade.
Or don't trade Bitcoin. Trade the swag to the easy trade on Vechain, right? There are much easier trades with better edge to be trading right now. Don't force it on Bitcoin, right? If you want to be short, you want to be bearish, short the altcoins. And remember, that was my mindset going into this phase. I said, I told all of the seedlings, and I told you guys in the Grove chat too. So if you guys aren't in the Discord, go ahead and join while you guys can. As soon as the bull mania starts again, I will be turning that into a private group, because we don't want to deal with those kinds of folk again. But I said this, that I'd rather be shorting the altcoins in the bear phase, because you have more going in your in terms of probability.
Yeah, I agree. direction of least resistance. At the end of the day, that's what it boils down to. What is the direction of least resistance? That is one of the key questions you need to ask yourself. Now, on the daily time frame, you're right, Sean, we've lost support. On the weekly, Sean, if we lose, once again, we close underneath, clear close underneath that green box territory. I don't know about you, I am looking at this region right here coming in at 26.5k, which is the monthly 21 EMA, right? What is that move? Let's go ahead and just, take a look at that move. That is going to be another 15% to the downside.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be stopping there. I think we'll see a starter stop. Where it's definitely tradable for a scalp because it's the monthly 21 EMA after all. But we do have a weekly breakdown. If this does not turn into a trap, so let's say we start losing these daily candle closes over here, right? And this lines up. You see the structure here, Krisha? I call this the Elon structure, the Tesla structure, because essentially Elon went #long Bitcoin over here, push Bitcoin up to 60,000, start fudding and shitting on Bitcoin somewhere around here. Bitcoin is back down. Now, of course, we're blaming Elon, but there were so many different circumstances that all cascaded to this event. But either way, Elon structure, right? So left shoulder Elon structure, right shoulder Elon structure, and you could call this a massive head and shoulders. Either way, though, the volatility towards the upside into the Elon structure was pretty high. And I'm expecting the volatility towards the downside of the Elon structure to be high. If we just see a small breakdown and then we go back up, to me, that is a bear trap, period. This needs to have a bigger move than a 15% move for it to see its the move actually play out. To see this kind of consolidation break towards the downside, I'm looking for anything less than around, let's say, 23,000-ish. Right? At least the structure being tested.
Yeah, 22,000. Yeah. KK Rose from the Mango Grove chat, we were discussing levels yesterday, and he showed me some of his levels. We were comparing our levels, and we found confluence on many. The 22K region was something that he marked out. Now, that was only a region that I caught yesterday on the 4-day time frame. So, yeah, I think that is a potential very, very strong region of contention that we could see price actually come down to if we see that, price actually boil down.
Because the 15% move from over here after this kind of this kind of squeeze, this kind of consolidation is not going to be enough, in my opinion. But again, that's just my opinion. I think, and if we simply close somewhere around here and then you or V bottom back up, that's a trap.
Yeah.
You got to get trapped, though. There's nothing you can do.
Yep. So this is what the daily is doing. I think it's looking blah. We've lost that region of support. Now this is the final 30K. It's like we keep going from one to another to another. Gah. How about the 4-hour time frame? I know we were talking about that pattern. Let's go ahead, pull up the pattern once again, which is a falling channel. I'll say this, Sean, while we are still technically within the boundaries of the pattern, I'm not liking it. Okay, I think that this is way too droopy. There's no buying coming in. There's no buy pressure really coming in from the bulls to take this baby up at the very least to the end of the structure, putting in another lower high, which would still technically, on a technical standpoint, be bullish in terms of price structure, but they're not even able to take it past the midpoint anymore, right? We're just putting in a series of lower highs, even on the 4-hour and the 1-hour time frame, and it's not looking good. It's looking way too droopy. I'm saying that honestly, while this is a quote-unquote bullish structure, the bears have the edge here.
Well, yeah, usually in these downtrends that are bullish structures, the bears have the edge because the trend is down.
Yeah.
And in the uptrend, which is a bearish structure, rising wedge, well, the bulls have the edge until, the edge is taken away by the trend breaking the other way, and then those stops start getting triggered, right? And you see a squeeze, either the long squeeze or the short squeeze. In this situation, you need to understand that the thing is, I completely agree with you that the pressure is on the bulls. We are seeing this downtrend. It really doesn't matter how you draw the lines, guys. The downtrend is what matters, right? The downtrend is getting pressed and pressed and pressed, and the bulls are struggling to, like Krisha mentioned, even get past the midpoint of this falling channel, right?
Yeah.
But I do see this often, especially in and I notice this more in bull trends towards the upside, where we're grinding towards the top of the trend line, and it's almost a psychological trap to be like, oh, look how aggressive it is towards the upside. But then, because of that same aggression, Krisha, the stops are tighter. right? People who like using those trailing stops, right, with those high leverage plays, their stops are a lot tighter. So you have stops here now. So now people, because the low highs, Krisha, they're no longer on the upper end of the channel. They're the lower end of the channel, right? Like you just mentioned, right? The lower highs are not getting past the mid of the channel. So what does it mean? The stops, people who are shorting this and shorting this and shorting this, late entrants, their stops with their trailing stops somewhere at the bottom of the channel. So even breaking past the mid of the channel now is going to cause a volatile move if those stops start seeing triggers, right?
True.
So you try to think about the traders who are already in position and how are they feeling the pressure right now, right? Who's feeling the pressure right now in the market? Because at this point, wouldn't the bears have liked to see their move already?
Yeah.
Right. And what happens when it does start reversing to the other side? Their patience that has already been wearing thin is going to start turning into capitulation of their positions.
Yeah.
So again, though, this is all if this then that. I do want to say this, guys. Everyone trying to time the bottom for this bull market bounce speculation that is floating around, understand that while it may look huge, right? A bounce over here may look huge. Let's say we bounce all the way to the top of this move here. It's going to look like a big move, considering that on the 4 hour you're going to have a huge candle, and it's going to be maybe 20%. Yeah, 20% move, 30% move. Let's say you even catch it over here instead. Let's say you catch it 35,000 of catching it somewhere around here. Isn't that good enough? You're getting 15% of the initial move, and if we do see a bull market reversal after that, well, Bitcoin is not going to stop at only 15%, 20% after that. After that, you have a good 80% move just to get back to 65,000, 90%, right? Somewhere around there. Think about that. Why try to catch that extra 15% and go through all that stress?
Yeah.
Is it worth it? Right? I remember feeling so good about being in a long trade at 3.8k-ish, 3.9k-ish when we rallied all the way to 14k. But in hindsight, I was like, man, did it really matter that much if I got in at 4.2k or if I got in at 4.6k versus getting at 3.8k? It didn't really matter in the long run. At the time, I felt like, wow. But it's not worth it, guys. Be careful. Every now and then you'll catch it by fluke. Kind of like back then, I consider all my top catches and my bottom catches complete fluke, right? Because I'm just trading my rules. You guys should trade it that way too. Don't try to catch your bottoms.
Yeah, I agree. Now, Sean.
Upside targets, downside targets.
So they have our downside targets pretty much. We're looking at 30k, of course, first region. And once we fall, we drop past 30k. I'm looking at monthly 21 EMA coming in at around that 26.5k region. Sean says that if we actually start breaking down from here, then he's looking for something a lot lower than the monthly 21. We both think, are we on the same page with 22k?
23k.
So essentially this region's right here,
there,
right? It's the zone that we're looking at. So if you get on over to the daily, you'll see this little bull flag here. The top of the range comes in at 24, going all the way down to around $21,000 to $22,000. That's going to be the next sort of region of contention that we look at. I personally am under the thing that the bears are, of course, in control. Now, this is what Bitcoin is up to. There's not much to really say here besides we'll have to sort of wait and watch as soon as we start losing support. Buckle in. We are going on a roller coaster ride, guys. All the way down. One of those 90 degrees behemoth-like roller coasters.
So you've pretty much accepted that we're breaking down, eh, Krisha? I'm still not so sure, man.
I don't know.
The bull in
I'm
me
gonna follow price
and grunting.
action. Every time I messed up, it's because I did not follow price action. I've paid the freaking price. I'd rather just be wrong, price invalidate my thesis of me being extremely bearish. We start closing over the green box territory. Everything is hunky-dory. I take the other side of the trade. Okay, I'm fine with that. I am more than fine with that. I'm not okay with this freaking dropping, say, to, when I say not okay, I'm not okay being on the wrong side of the trade if Bitcoin drops to, say, the monthly 21 EMA or even the $22,000 region.
Oh, no, I completely agree.
Right?
You
it's
trade
about that.
in that direction, but at the same time, I'd rather wait for the actual brick.
Yeah, no, but I intend on being on the right side of the trade, my friends. But okay, so Bitcoin USD on the daily. Sean, is there anything else that you want to add to this before we jump on over to Vechain? I feel like this video has been extremely educational. So
no, I think
we can
yeah.
right?
Good.
So Vechain USDT, let's get on. Now we saw Vechain and it looks, freaking Paolo, great catch on this short. Like, what a splendid catch on this short. When I saw your chart yesterday, I'm just like, damn. And I remember telling Sean, I'm like, this is so frigging neat.
Yeah.
Insane.
Krisha was pretty impressed.
I was so impressed at the catch. Now, honestly, guys, Vechain, bird's eye view, let's get on over to the weekly time frame. It's looking bearish. Okay, now we have covered this chart. We had covered this chart, I believe, last week sometime. If I just remove all my drawings, draw in those horizontals once again, we were looking at this region right here, Sean, that came in at around 8 cents. We lost it, closed over, only to lose it again. That loss of that 8-cent region once again on the weekly time frame, guys, was your official tell in that the bears have taken over here. Okay, the previous green candle was more of a sell the bounce kind of opportunity there. Now, as far as the next region of support goes, I'll only be looking at 5 cents on the weekly. I think that price is likely going to end up coming down to 5 cents. It is looking extremely droopy. Some people may be catching onto falling wedges on some of those lower time frames. But when price is this droopy, I'm not looking at the falling wedge. I'm just saying that the bears are in control there, and this is likely just going to continue the downtrend. I think this is more of an established, very strong downtrend, as opposed to any sort of falling wedge with the good sort of ebb and flow of price action where we see those rallies to the top of the range. This, I believe, 5 cents is going to be the next region of contention.
That's almost a 15 to 20% move, even though it's only a 1 cent move, right? Let me just do it quickly. There you go, almost 15%.
Yeah, 15% on that. So, yeah, I'll be gunning for that, honestly. What are we doing on the Ichimoku cloud? And yes, look at that. We dropped support, right? How about the 200? Do we have enough price action for the 200? No. Let's get on over to the daily very, very quickly. And look at that. We've lost, the cloud is red, price is underneath the cloud. We have a bearish TK cross that is being maintained. Price is being held down by that 21 and the Tenkin, as well as the 200 simple moving average. We have lost all major regions of support. Okay, now this is, Sean, I don't know about you, the alt side, at least Vechain right now, it's in a full-fledged downtrend bear market, okay?
Cloud is red, rejecting against the 21 EMA consistently over and over again. Yeah, everything about this is bearish.
Yeah.
Bearish TK cross as well. Underneath the cloud, Tenkin and Kijun. 200 moving average is now resistance as well. Test the 200 moving average, rejected off it. In fact, this right here was a brilliant short opportunity around the 10-cent region.
That's the one he got.
That's where the descending triangle. Yeah, he got
Paulo got
the
break.
The descending triangle against the 200 moving average and the 21 EMA for confluence on Paulo's trade right over there. He got the break and the continuation. Yeah.
These are too neat for people to be upset about bear markets.
Yeah, exactly.
It's too neat to play, and you can play it. That's the beautiful part about these charts, right? You can play. There was a beautiful descending triangle, met the measured move, coming down right now. In fact, I want you to look at the 5 cent region that we marked out on the weekly time frame. Look at the confluence that it's got even on the daily time frame, right? So yes, this is going to be the next major region of contention if 5 cents falls. Okay, back on over to the weekly. Let's give them one more target past 5 cents. Down we come here, 3 cents.
Yeah, bottom of the structure. I agree.
Okay, so keep your eyes peeled on this for a potential reversal. Sean, any targets to the upside that you may have?
Yeah. Essentially the cloud. So if you take out this region right over here, I'd be looking towards first the Kijun, of course, and then this region over here on the top of the cloud, which is lining up with the structure right over here. So essentially, you need to take out the descending triangle, right, that he played. I believe it was it this one right over here? Yep, yeah, the 200 moving average and 21 EMA. So yeah, if we reclaim the descending triangle, which would line up with the 200 moving average as well, likely going to see some resistance against the Kijun, but eventually we'll make our way through this structure here. Oopsie daisy, did not mean to do that. So essentially this structure here, right? So we'll make our way from the 200 moving average to the top of the structure, which is lining up with the cloud.
Yeah, so those are the levels, the most immediate levels that we
That's
are
14
looking at.
cents, just to be a little bit more specific.
Yeah.
But we need to clear all of that resistance first. We're nowhere close.
Bears have the edge, guys. Gun to my head. Bears are in control. Now, yeah, this is all we have for you for today. Sean, any final thoughts?
No, I think we covered it all. If any of you guys are looking for some bull hopium on Bitcoin, I did do a small mini write-up. I did do a brain dump on Discord. I'm not sure whether I posted in the seed or the Grove, but if I've posted it only in the seed, just scroll up, guys. And for those of you on the Grove, I will be doing a write-up for you guys too, so stay tuned for that.
And guys, don't forget to vote for your favorite altcoin for tomorrow. Today it was Vechain. Tomorrow it can be something else, but that is entirely up to you. So take the time to get down to the comment section and tell us which altcoin you want us to cover for tomorrow's video. And with this, guys, trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the mango way, trade the easy way. Ciao.
Ciao, guys.